Let's call out more Gavin Newsom. On an X post done 2 days ago by Gavin Newsom, it says, "As you prepare to assume the presidency once more, I invite you to come to California. The hundreds of thousands of Americans displaced from their homes and fearful for the future deserve to see us all working together in their best interest, not politicizing a human tragedy and spreading disinformation from the sidelines." I find this call out hilarious and comical, but true to the woke liberal democratic ways. So you're so quick to criticize President-elect Donald Trump that doesn't presume the office until January 20th, but you're not quick to call out Biden, who is our current serving president. And 2 days after the Palisades fire broke out, he announced the final military aid package for Ukraine will be $500 million. Gavin Newsom, all you're doing is proving to the majority of people in California what we all know is you are a crappy ass governor that is only in politics to line your pocket. You don't have the interests of Californians. You don't have the interests of anyone else but yourself, because that is disgusting to claim you care about California, that you're calling out Donald Trump to come to California, but yet you won't call out the Biden administration for giving $500 million in military aid to the Ukraine, which has already gotten over $100 billion since this whole thing started. Again, I will echo what Donald Trump and so many Californians want. Resign immediately because you suck.
Man, the leadership that's put in place to aid these people is just very disappointing, man. People are feeling the pain of this failed leadership in California. And my heart definitely goes out to everybody that's affected by this. Joe Biden, man, just scum. Gavin, just scum. Somebody says we can go North Carolina, see how our government abandons its people. Somebody said go Red Carolina. And don't forget they actually turned away water trucks because they are high emissions. Wow. So they could have put fire out, but they refused to allow the trucks to come in. Wow. So Biden's lies are going to be exposed. You got the staff screaming at the press to prevent him from being able to get any questions. Sending another $500 million into Ukraine on his way out. Also only giving $750 or $70, something like that. Well, we knew that was coming. What happens when the truth about political figures come to light? Y'all starting to see the truth about Gavin and Biden more than ever. And their own staff tries to silence the press. We're going to dive into this to see how it all unfolds. Real quick, just to add on to that, I do want to say I do find it strange that Biden's doings is always swept under the rug and he's always the double standard. His involvement always is brushed under the light. And here we are with evidence being shared on social media to prove and debunk his lies all the time. It makes you realize how deep the deception actually goes. Are we ever going to get the full truth, right? And since I had to add that, I'm going to leave you out with another question as we lead into this next clip. What happens when the press tries to get answers directly from Biden? Watching that, I'm gonna be honest. I can't say that I was completely shocked. I mean, shocked, and on one hand, I'd see that they actually let it go through, with everything that's happening, and they, filming it and still putting it out. Meaning them Biden staff just shouting all everywhere. I would think that they will possibly go, you know what, we probably should chill out. This is a crisis right now. The people want to hear from the American president. And yeah, but no, it was like, we ain't gonna let y'all ask him nothing. Why? Because they knew that anything that man say would be detrimental. They literally screaming to prevent the press to ask questions about the California fires. Why? And what is the secrecy? You know, I mean, the desperation in their voices will, you can see it, you can hear it. It was them really trying to get some level of understanding. It seemed like they were more concerned about controlling the narrative than addressing the actual national crisis. And this is what makes us so weary of people like Joe Biden, man. It only makes you think, what are they hiding? Why can't Biden look at the press and face the press? Why can't our leadership give us answers? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and what about Biden's promise? Are they as hollow as they seem? I mean, we all know he's a liar, but y'all remember this?
And this morning, due to the magnitude of the disaster, I was talking with the governor, and he requested if I could increase the federal funding. So today I'm announcing that the federal government will cover 100% of the cost. It's going to pay for things like debris and hazard material removal, temporary shelters, first responders' salaries, and all necessary measures to protect life and property.
I want to know the answers. So I'm the governor of California. I want to know the answer. I've got that question. I can't tell you about how many people, what happened with the White House within literally 36 hours to get 100% reimbursement for folks out here. We've been working concurrently in all of these areas. We're doing executive orders as I speak as it relates to recovery and land use.
People impacted by these fires are going to receive one-time payment of $770, one-time payment, so they can quickly purchase things like water, baby formula, and prescriptions. So far, nearly 6,000 survivors have registered to do just that, and $5.1 million has gone out.
And people actually voted for this man and believe that he got 81 million, man. You just watch Biden promise 100%. I mean, 100% coverage for the disaster relief. And it turned into a mere $770 motherfucking dollars per displaced Californian, shall I say. Yeah, man, I was let down by that drastic change. Just like, forget me being let down. The Californians are let down by this drastic change. Y'all giving 50 million, billions of dollars everywhere else but your own people, man. Like, oh man, it's bad. The shift from full coverage to that is just baffling, bro. I'm sorry. You know, it makes you question the sincerity behind any statements that Joe Biden makes. We already know that he's a liar, but it's like, he's somebody, even if I was a family member of his, he's somebody that I could not count on ever, you know? And the fact that he's the leader of the free world, this definitely highlighted a major policy U-turn, which I'm sure Californians are pissed off about, just like we are. It makes you wonder if this was their plan all along. Did something change? The consistency is worrisome. I'm just saying. Now, but where is the money going if not to American citizens in need? Let's take a look at this right here. KC posted this. Is Secret Service still using taxpayers' money to pay over $30,000 per month from the Malibu mansion that protected Hunter Biden? I'm sorry. That's 39 LA fire victim payments, $770. Hunter wasn't even a victim. He was a drug addict selling foreign influence, tax evading, and he was a sexual predator, bro. Secret Service paying over $30,000 a month, man, for this. This is where the money going, you know, right here. Somebody said, I bet he gets a check though. I bet he probably will get that 770 for real. Yep, that's where our money is going. Somebody said, yep, that's your money. We pay for this house, his security, his trips to see his daddy, and his taxes. Scandalous and illegal. How much are agents getting paid to protect him? He should be locked up. It would be a lot cheaper for us taxpayers. Definitely. Now, this Fox News post kind of brought it all together. In this clip, you're going to see one of these anchors exposing the lies about Biden's business dealings, which ties back to the cover-up we've been, trying to understand. The evidence is starting to pile up, okay? Showing Biden knew and participated in his family schemes. And it's a timeline of deceit. This man lied to the American people time and time again, assuring us of this promise and that promise, only to turn back time and time again. The situation forces us to ask, what else are we not being told, and what else is not being covered? I'm sorry, what else is being covered up? But I also have one final question. How deep does the rabbit hole go? Or maybe two questions. What are the implications that are being covered up?
Never once did I ever speak to my son, my brother, or anybody for that matter about their private business deals. Interesting, after the election, the National Archives released more pictures of Joe and Hunter and foreign business partners. How much money did they make? How much money did Joe get?
Yes, I believe Joe Biden committed crimes. He was the closer of the Biden family influence peddling schemes. We heard that from Tony Bobulinski. We essentially heard that from Devin Archer. The evidence would suggest that. You asked how much money, Sean. They took in $27 million from our adversaries around the world. They can't say a thing that they did for the money.
Oh, man, they can't. And one thing I want to point out is these people are millionaires and they own not one company. Millionaires, not one company, not one. Okay. Now they probably do own a company since the last time we ended up reacting to them and their shell companies. But just put that in mind. They haven't started a business.
This is not counting the Bristol money. This is just suspicious wires from people in trouble in foreign countries, mostly adversarial countries, that they then laundered through a series of shell companies and then would, through incremental payments, give it to 10 different Biden family members, including Joe Biden. We caught $250,000 that went from an influence peddling scheme with Joe's brother, Jim Biden, directly to Joe Biden's bank.
I'm sorry, but just looking at their family, man, they just disgrace. I haven't seen his daughters or, the youngest and all like that. Not just speaking on them, but just Joe Biden, Jill, and Hunter Biden, those three alone, just looking at them and having a family in between, it's just, man, it's just, they're not going to be remembered in a glorious way for their presidency, trust me.
Bank account, $40,000 from, which was 10% of $400,000, which was the fee Hunter got from a Chinese deal, 10% for the big guy. That went into Joe Biden's account. We found through the investigation that Hunter Biden was paying for all the accounting services for Joe Biden. We saw that despite Joe Biden saying that there was a wall between the government and his life and his son Hunter, that they shared the same law firm, they shared the same CPA. The list goes on and on and on. So Joe Biden was the person that would meet with these people that were wiring the Biden family money, and then days later, incremental payments would start coming from our adversarial countries into a series of shell accounts. This was a sophisticated financial scheme. It was
America. We know that they let them get away with it. We know that the Democrats trying their best to cover up as much as they, or tried their best and are trying their best to cover up as much as they possibly can before he gets out of his office. But Joe Biden failed president. I don't care what nobody say, man. I lived through it. 4 years of that. Oh my gosh. I'm just so thankful that it's nearing the end. It is nearing the end. And as we prepare for the inauguration and things like that, I want to encourage y'all to check out the pinned comment if you want to help me on my journey to DC to try to cover what's happening there in real time. But everybody knows it. He's a criminal, horrible criminal who blatantly abused his power multiple times. Blatantly lied to us on multiple occasions and created false promises and that he couldn't keep up whatsoever. And he's letting all these foreign countries have their way. This guy is not for the people. I don't care what nobody says. But will this be a moment that changes politics forever? I don't know. Heck yeah, it will. I'm not even gonna say I don't know. Yeah, this moment will. Because he's going to get out of the office. We're going to have Trump. But I will say only time will tell. We got to keep watching and keep questioning and continue to try to uncover the truth together, man.